Hi, guys. Welcome to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name is Susanity Life. I am the host here of the Susanity Life Show. Super excited to be here with all you guys. What about that snow? Huh? How crazy was that? We got a little bit, not a lot, but it was definitely enough. And it's been really chilly. Yesterday was like 5 degrees when I got out into the car to go to work. By the time I left, it was a little bit higher, but man, today it came back. It's weird, the weather that we're having, right? It's like 1 minute it's freezing cold and you got the heat on 74, and the next minute it's warm and it's like you've got the windows open on the car. It's crazy. But again, my name is Susan Light. I'm the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. It's a holistic health and wellness clinic, and my mission is where healing and wellness meets peace of mind, because we all have that stress or stuff like that we are going through, pain, emotionally, physically, mentally, or whatever. And the reason why I'm here today is because I like to give back. And I'm so excited to introduce my guest, Shilo Lawrence. Welcome, Shilo.
Hello.
Shilo, if you don't know her, is an influencer on social media, and she created this all by herself. And some of the work that she does, hands down, I look at her videos and I'm like, I need her to train me. That's actually what maybe she should do for work, because she's amazing at what she does on Instagram and all different things. Like, she brings everything into perspective with love and light, right? And so I asked her to join me today because we're in a new office, which I love, and she hasn't been here yet. And I hadn't really seen her in a little bit. And so we had coffee today, a new kitchen. Shout out to New Kitchen, and shout out to Lisa Marie Queels. She is the dining room host who is amazing and such a sweetheart. And she's going to come on the radios too. She's going to talk about her photography business. She's light, very much so. And I don't know too much about what she's been through, but she's definitely had some struggles, because when I asked her what we should talk about today, one of the things we discussed was the possibility of discussing about the struggles that we go through, and then talking about mindset. And I couldn't think of anyone better to come on and discuss this with us, and that would be Shilo Lawrence. And so why don't you introduce yourself to the community?
Well, hi, my name is Shilo. I am a single mom of 9. I have been on a personal growth and development journey now for about 11 years, since I was age 40. And I've just been reparenting myself, teaching myself about life and how to love myself, how to just overcome challenges and be the best version of who I can be. And now that I have learned and grown, I'm able to give back to the community and anyone who's interested to live their best life ever and share my journey. So that's what I do.
So she's not only beautiful, but she is hands down the most incredible character I've ever met. And she is a mom of 9 from the ages of 15 to 31. They're all different and amazing in their own little way. And she knows how to facilitate each one to genuinely accept them for who they are, no matter what, and give them as much as she can to be the mom that she can be, right? And so that's kind of, I think, as parents, moms and dads, and any way that you're a parent, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, that parent younger generations, like we are in the process right now of figuring things out in a way that, I don't know about Shilo, but has been so trying to me, because I've got 3 kids, just 3, not 9, but 3. And they're all so different. But the things that I hear sometimes from my kids, I'm like, okay, this makes no sense. It's almost like they believe for some reason that they know more than we do.
Oh, I'm like, yes.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Like, how old are you? Because I'm like, this makes me, how do you feel, or what makes you the spectator or whatever on the fact that you know everything about life, even though, like, I'm so much older than you, I've been through more than you, but they think that for some reason.
I actually welcome my kids to know more than me, because I have learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
Because I know I haven't been a perfect mom, and there's 9 of them, and they all have their own different experiences. And now as they become adults, and even when they were younger and they were teens, like, they would call me out on some of my behavior, and I was like, wow, you're right. Like, yeah. So I actually, like, I let my guard down, my own ego down, and I allowed them to, speak their piece and really consider what they had to say. And a lot of times they were right. But yeah, I think that on my journey as a parent, what I felt responsible for was just becoming the best version that I could be, to show up every day in a way that I felt proud of, that the kids could see, because they kind of just do what we do. They don't do what we say. Like they follow what they see, you know? So yeah, for me, it was all about showing up in a way that I would want my kids to potentially like adopt some of those behaviors too, you know, instead of telling them this is how you need to behave or this is what you should do or whatnot. But being the example, I guess, is what even in my adult years, and even as my kids are grown, that's still like what I do, to be a reflection on them, so that they can like look up to me and be like, yeah, mom did this, I can do this, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I have clients, you know, that come to the clinic, and we have conversations about this all the time. So my appointments are an hour usually. No, my appointments are 2 hours, 2.5 hours by the time we've stopped talking, because they fill out the intake, they come, and then we end up having a conversation before, and then we have another conversation after. And I'm getting better with that than I was, but it's really hard. And it was hard for me because even though, like what you just said, even though like I know that my kids are at the point in their life where they're finding their path, it was hard for me, just me specifically, to let them have their own journey, especially where at times I was like, I don't really know if that's the best idea. Like, why are you doing that? But then I had to like take a step back and go, well, you know, I don't necessarily have to agree with what their choice is, but I do have to accept their choice and be the person that they can come to when, if that choice is not exactly what they wanted, they have someone that just genuinely loves them. It's not going to judge them and make them feel any worse about whatever they went through. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's been times when I know that they're not on the right path, and I'm just like supportive and waiting for them to figure it out themselves. And then they do, you know, they come back and they're like, oh, that wasn't the right thing to do. So, I mean, I trust them that they figure it out. Yeah. But they have to kind of learn for themselves, because if you tell them your opinion, your real opinion, it may just push them away from you, you know, and you want them to be able to come to you and trust you. And and that's like part of being unconditionally loving parent. So yeah.
So 9 children, that's quite a few children. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit like about each one of them, and like something that I don't know, something amazing about them that you love about them that's different. Let's do that so people kind of can get an idea of your kids.
Well, this should be interesting. So my oldest is Salsa. She is 31. She's a beautiful singer, amazing human being. She's taking on a career path in finance, and every day I'm like learning something about her, because she's kind of like right alongside me in that journey of growing, learning within herself and healing from a difficult past. But she is, she's just so smart. And I'm always telling her that. I'm like, you're so smart. You can do anything. And then I have Quinn is my second. He is 28, and he's very, very intelligent, very handsome. And he's on his journey of figuring himself out. And he's probably my most greatest challenge, but I love him dearly, and I will always, always support him and be that stronghold for him, because I see success for him. He's just figuring it out. And then Shakina, she is a graduate from BC College. She actually put herself through college. She earned scholarship for her first year. She worked hard ever since 7th grade, like very academically driven. She's brilliant, and she is so funny. She cracks me up. And then I have Cesara. She is actually a mom now. She's a beautiful mom of 2 babies, and now a 3rd one on the way. Hope she doesn't mind me sharing that. But yeah, she's following like kind of like in mom's footsteps, but she's a great mom. She's smart. She's going to be going back to school also. And she works, and she just pulls it all together. And then there's Ismailov. He is so handsome and just so smart, and he just does his own thing. He's very stubborn, but I love that about him because he doesn't let people push him around. He believes what he believes, and that's good. And then I have Astana. She's my little Gemini. I call her the paper bag baby. So
that's cute. Oh my God.
yeah, because her birth was just like, I just drove like 3 hours, gave birth, and then drove back home and showed up and been like, hey guys, I have your new sibling here. So that was an interesting experience. But yeah, the paper bag baby.
Okay.
But she is so funny. She's like a light in everyone's life. She's just super kind, and she's just a beautiful soul. And then Casimir, he's 20 years old. He is in college. He's working part-time. He loves working with animals. He's got a heart of gold, and yeah, he's going to be doing great things for the planet and the animals on it too. And then I have Haven, who is 16, and she is teaching herself to be a nail tech. She's working, going to school. She's like a straight A student. She's doing a great thing with her life, and yeah, she's bonding with her dad right now. And her sister, the youngest, is Autumn, and she is like the child that everybody dreams of. She's freaking amazing. She's 15, and I think she just adopted all of the good qualities of all her siblings, and it's all in one little child. And she's just so grounded. I always tell her she's gonna be the next female. She'd probably be the first female president of the U.S., but hopefully not the first. But she's definitely gonna be president. She's so smart. But yeah, that's my kids. They're all amazing, and I'm blessed and grateful to have them all in my life, and they've taught me so much. Yeah, I'm very grateful.
I love that. Since I've met you, and we were just trying to discuss, we were trying to figure out like when we actually officially met. You asked me about Donna. So I met Donna French. Shout out to Donna. She has puppies and yoga thing that she does now that she loves, right in near Springfield. So if anyone likes puppy yoga, like, I can give you her information. But we met through her at one point, but I met her in 2007 when I first got introduced into direct sales and into network marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a company called ACN. And I was there for a little while. Then I went to another couple different companies. So people call it a pyramid scheme and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't believe that, only because a pyramid scheme is actually what? It's a teepee, right? It looks like a teepee. But isn't corporate America still the same? You
right.
Have the president of the company, then you have the vice president, then you have the CEO, the CFO, then you have the human resources and all that. Then underneath them, you have the employees. Then underneath them, you have the janitor. Then underneath them, you have the groundkeepers. And under that, I mean, like, isn't that a pyramid too? Yeah. So I don't really like that they call it that, because honestly, it saved my life many times. So anyway, so that happened. And then I think I met you. We were talking. I think I met you when I got into Viridian, which was when all the companies were learning how you could choose your own supply company. Yep. And I think that's when we met. And that would have been in 2012. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because that's when Massachusetts opened. Yeah. 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 Which was really cool. Yeah. And I love how you embrace being a mom and how you express, like, your face lights up when you talk about your kids. Aww. And it's like this beautiful array of sunshine. And I think that right now, this is kind of what the world needs, which was one of the reasons why I wanted you to join me today, because I feel like people need this stuff right now, right? So guys, we are Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name is Susanity Life. I'm the host here at Susanity Life Show. Super excited to be here, and the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge, Mass, SusanityLife.com. And we're going to take a quick break. We're back with Shilo. See you soon.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Are you ready?
I am
I'm Gary.
And I'm Steve.
And we're the host of Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM.
Join us and our guests on Thursdays at 3 p.m. as we discuss the cannabis industry in Central Mass with energy, excitement, and passion.
We both take pride in providing you important information about the rapid growing cannabis industry. Support for Cannabis 101 is provided by Cannabis of Worcester on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Tune into the Susanity Life with Susanity Life. And together, we will find our way to a healthier, healing lifestyle by listening to empowering stories of overcoming our struggles. Join me, Susanity Ouellette, on the Susanity Life every Wednesday from 5 to 6 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. See you soon.
At KivaCenters.org, we believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. The Kiva Centers are here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness with you. Visit KivaCenters.org, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services, from Worcester to Western Mass. More information is available at KIVACenters.org. Kiva is lighting the way forward.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
What's up, Central Mass? This is Angelo Gray, and we want to thank you for all your support. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name again is Susanity Life. I'm the host here of the Susanity Life show on Wednesdays from 5 to 6. So if you're on your way home in the car and you're enjoying the ride and you want to call in and ask a question to myself or Shilo or just about the Unity Radio community, or if you want to be a guest, you can always reach out to us too. But if you have a question during the show, the number is 508-304-1152. That's 508-304-1152. Feel free to call in, and if you have something to say or you want to share a moment or something that resonates with you when you hear us talking today, feel free to call us. We would love to hear from you. So Shilo, welcome back again. So that was wonderful, guys, wasn't it? About her talking about her children. You should see her face if you're listening and you can't see her on Facebook Live. She's got this beautiful glow. And when you watch her on Instagram and you watch her on Facebook Live, and she has a YouTube channel too, all this stuff will be on our page. She brings that love and light to everything she does. And she's done it since the day that I've met her. We had a connection that was so strong, it was crazy. And we still have it. And I feel like right now we're in a precipice of energy shifting, and things are changing. And the moon that just recently happened was a big, massive golden age type thing that is supposed to happen. And Angela Mia White, if you don't know her, she's another one that you can look up. So when Shilo and I met at New Kitchen today, we were talking about some different things. And some of the things we were talking about was things we listen to and things we read, and, taking time for yourself. That was really big. And it's true. And a lot of us don't do that, right? So Shilo has done that. She had 9 children, raised her children, and has struggled her entire life to be able to be the mom that she is. But at the same time, she still finds ways to find things to give herself peace, even through the hurt. See, you don't see that side of her. I do, because I know her and I can feel her. We can feel each other's energy. And so I'm so impressed with that with her. And a lot of people would get into bed and never get out of bed, or they would just, they would just shut down. And she just takes that and she takes it and she rises above it. She goes through those obstacles in a way that it gives other people hope, right? So talking about her kids was part of that journey. So Now we're going to talk about a little bit about Shilo, because that was about our kids. Now this is about Shilo. So you were married, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And about divorce.
Yes.
Okay. And is it okay if I say your relationships weren't
No, they were not the
that great?
healthiest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not healthy relationships.
Right.
No.
But even that helped you facilitate to a life purpose that if you didn't go through those things, you wouldn't have been able to figure out what you deserved and what you were worth and who you really are.
Absolutely. I learned a lot through that journey, and I understood that I actually, because of my own inner feelings toward myself, I attracted a lot of that relationship and how somebody would treat me in a bad way. It wasn't my fault, but it was my responsibility when I learned, that this is, if I continue on a path of not treating myself well and not learning to love myself, then I'm just going to continue to attract more people that treat me that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my responsibility to change that. And that was a hard pill to swallow, because I was, we learn stuff as we grow up that aren't always the best habits, or how to not live life.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we become adults, we're responsible for, making that shift and that change, if in fact we weren't given good tools for coping with life when we were young. Yeah.
I think that and I think that part of the journey is definitely an awakening time, and I feel like those toxic people that come into our life, it's supposed to show us a reflection of ourselves that maybe we didn't see, or maybe we weren't willing to want to change at that time until we're ready to make a change. You know what I mean? Until we're ready to be like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And I went through this. Yes, I get it, but I don't want to go back down that path again, and I feel like that you do that all the time. You have this energy about you when you're around people that your persona is just, it's a very charismatic one, and very caring and compassionate. Have compassion and, the passion inside you, not just compassion, like the passion inside you too. I mean, I watch your videos all the time. When you're with your daughter, you're like you're videotaping her, she's singing, and it's like you push them, but it helps you. When we go through these things, I feel like, well, no matter what it is, whether it's with our kids or our friends or a relationship, we in essence are finding a better way to be ourselves.
Yeah.
And I can see that, I can see that. And I'm sure that people listening right now, or people that are watching Facebook Live, how many times have you gone through a similar situation? How many times have you been in a relationship with someone that you didn't realize was so toxic that, it's almost like you had a blindfold on, or, you are a parent that is struggling right now with, rearing of a child that's growing up that is moving out or can't move out because the bills are so high right now financially. We were talking about a financial scarcity that we have right now, right? Or maybe you're an older person that is now having to deal with your parents having to possibly go into a nursing home or come live with you. And you're kind of like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Or any other those things that are obstacles that we overcome during those times. Though this is, I think, what we forget as humans sometimes. It's during those times that we tend to, and maybe you can elaborate on this. It's during those times that the things that give us the most joy and the happiness and the peace, sometimes those are the things that we push to the side and forget about. And you don't do that. You go to the gym. You love the gym. That endorphins that you get at the gym is part of you. So you don't stop that. Some people do. Financial scarcity. First thing they're going to do is they're going to cancel their gym membership because why? You can't afford it, right? That's the worst thing to do. Yeah. Like, you should embrace those times and not buy a $9 cup of coffee at Starbucks and pay or whatever 3 times or 4 times a week, or go to Dunkin' Donuts and the same thing, or whatever. Go to a restaurant that's now $60 for 2 people to eat. Instead of doing that, take that money and do something with something that you love, whether it's the gym, or it's being an influencer, finding a way to cash in on the influencing part of it. What else? Selling your little, packets, which we'll talk about that in a little bit later, because I'm going to try those. But, those little packets, but you're always in everything that you've done. You seem to understand it even more than most people do. Does that make sense? Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a resourceful person. So,
Yeah.
And I've learned, to be that way throughout the years of raising kids and not having a lot of money. But for me, there's some non-negotiables, like you said, like having a gym membership. I mean, if it came down to it and I needed to cancel my membership, I would probably just work out from home and walk outside or run. But it's about just taking care of the mental health. So I joined a gym at age 40 for mental health. I walked in on my birthday and joined them. I was scared. Like, I didn't know anything about the gym. I didn't know anything about physical fitness. I had never been an athlete in school or anything like that. But I just knew I wanted to feel good. And I didn't feel good at the time. I was stressed. I had 9 kids and a failing relationship, and I didn't love myself. And I knew it was like the next step in the journey. For me, it was just about feeling good in my mind. And yeah, obviously, like, the body has some part of that. And if your body looks good, it helps you feel good too. And it was a way for me to release stress and a lot of the trauma that I had been through, like the pent up aggression and anger that I had inside. I was able to take it out, excuse me, in the gym. So that was huge. It wasn't like a big motivator,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was a healthy outlet. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And you put and honestly, like I watch your videos and stuff and you show people like different exercises to do, with the weights, or you kind of dance around, or, you make all these like little things and like bringing people into that action. And I think that, people need this right now. People need that. They need the radio like this. They need to hear conversations. They need to know that, look, you're not alone in your journey. Like, even though you might feel like you are alone, like, there's a lot of us that have gone through similar situations. Like, I got divorced too. I had to find a place to live. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I've been to the food bank many times in Leicester. I brought my mother, but I had to go myself too because of the situation that I was in at different times. And, sometimes there are things out there for us to help us, and I think that years and years, we're talking to my mom when my dad was in the wheelchair and everything, like, they had like Mass Health and they had all these things. And my mother was trying to get food stamp, but it wasn't called back then, I don't think. And she was trying to get food stamps. And my dad was in a wheelchair. I was like a baby. My sister was a baby. And they wanted my mother to pay $10. They wanted my mother to pay a certain amount of money so they can give her $10 worth of food stamps. And that was like, my mother's 91 years old,
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's so many avenues right now to help people to look for things. But even now, people still don't do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes we have to, we have to understand that fear is only fear. Fear is evidence appearing real, right? Fear is false evidence appearing real at times. And if you don't live in fear, then I think that things tend to go a little bit better at times,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are going to go on another quick break. Again, this is Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. My name is Susanity Life. I'm the host here at Susanity Life Show and the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, where healing and wellness meets peace of mind. And we'll be right back with Shilo Lawrence. We're going to talk a little bit more about mindset and the struggle and all kinds of really amazing stuff. So we'll be right back.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we got you.
Tune in to Affirmations with Alex, and together we will affirm our way to a healthier mindset by listening to empowering messages. Hi, I'm Alex from Affirmations with Alex. Join me every Monday through Thursday at 10 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hey, what's up, Worcester? It is Jacqueline Carr, and I'm inviting you to be inspired with me each weekday morning starting at 5 a.m. with the Jacqueline Carr Show on Unity Radio. I'll get you going with the motivating words, special guests, and the absolute best inspirational music, and a few other surprises. But you got to tune in to Unity Radio every day at 5 a.m. to get your praise on. It's the Jacqueline Carr Show from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. right here on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection, and also streaming on WUTY.org.
Unity Radio is streaming at WUTY979FM.org. We'd like to thank our listeners and supporters.
Blackstone Valley Chamber of Commerce, preserving and enhancing the economic vitality of the Blackstone Valley. BlackstoneValley.org. Michelangelo's Gentleman's Barbershop in Worcester. And Bernardi's Formal Wear. Formal wear specialist since 1923. Bernardis.com.
Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection. Hi, I'm Randy Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show on Unity Radio 97.9. Join me and my guest as we discuss topics on embracing our diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. I'm Randy Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
What's up, Worcester? It's your boy AG, better known as Angelo Gray. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name is Susan Ouellette. I am the host here of the Susanity Life Show and the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge, Massachusetts, where healing and wellness meets peace of mind. And just to let you guys know, I do have gift certificates available. So if you have that someone special that you're thinking about getting a gift for, some of my modalities are massage. I do Reiki, polarity, intuitive guidance, intuitive coaching, all kinds of things. And you can look it up at susanitylife.com. And you could always, reach out to me, send an email, and we can meet up. And I can get you a gift certificate. We're here again with Shilo Lawrence. She's an influencer on social media. She's also an amazing, oh my goodness, she's everything you do. Like, what else do you do? That's what I just call you, an influencer. But she's a digital creator. She's she should actually be a personal trainer, which I think she's training for, and that's awesome. So, have you guys ever heard of the book, The 4 Agreements? Have you heard of this book?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I always carry this with me, and one of the what are they called? That's a word I can't even think. My brain.
One of the agreements.
No, mantras.
Okay.
Is I choose to honor the 4 agreements, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the 4 agreements are: 1, be impeccable with your word; 2, don't take anything personally; 3, don't make assumptions; and 4, always do your best. Think about that. If you honor those 4 things and you write them down and you make them a part of you, be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. It does give you a little bit of a nudge, right? And it's by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I fell in love with it when I read it. I also used the idea of it kind of when I wrote my 5 books, but in a different way. And it gives me that little nudge that I need sometimes when I'm kind of feeling a little bit off, right? Because we all feel off. And the other way that I am able to facilitate another movement is a book called Jesus Calling. And I usually read this every day, but I waited to read it because today is the 11th, right? No, today's the 10th.
10th. Yeah.
Tomorrow's the 11th. Why is that on my brain right now? So it says, make me the focal point of your search for security. In your private thoughts, you are still trying to order your world so that it is predictable and feels safe. Not only is this an impossible goal, but is also counterproductive to spiritual growth. When your private world feels unsteady and you grip my hand for support, you are living in conscious dependence on me. Instead of yearning for a problem-free life, rejoice that trouble can highlight your awareness of my presence. In the darkness of adversity, you are able to see more clearly the radiance of my face. Accept the whole value of problems in this life, considering them pure joy. Remember that you have an eternity of trouble-free living awaiting you in heaven. Right? That's Jesus Calling. And that was today's message. And when Shilo and I went to New Kitchen, we were talking about Jesus, and we were talking about how to incorporate God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit into our talk today. And I 100% know, without a shadow of a doubt, and I would stake my life on this and have many times, that if I didn't have God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit in my presence, I don't even know if I would still be here. Because it always gave me the feeling of not being alone, even when I knew that I was alone. Like, I always knew that there was something more powerful than me that was going to help me get through whatever it was in my life. I mean, did I have setbacks? Yeah. Did I get mad at God? Of course I did. Very mad many, many times. But I let him know, screaming in the middle of the night or whatever. But when I was talking to Shilo about this, I asked her, do you want to talk about it? And she did. So I want you to tell our listeners and our viewers on Facebook, like, how and when you found your way to Christ. Now, I know that you said that there were times where you were in a different type of religion and things like that. So we won't really mention any religions, but if you could tell our viewers, like, that part of your journey, because I don't know really who's listening or who's watching, but somebody might need to hear this right now, because I feel like people are kind of stuck at the moment in different ways. I guess you could say.
Yeah. So I did spend some time in a very controlling religion when I was married and raising my children. And when upon my divorce, I was able to kind of break away from that religion. And I kind of went off on my own for a bit, and I felt lost. I felt angry, like you had said. I was mad at God. I was like, wow, I gave all this time and here I am, you know? And in that time frame, I had bumped into some people that had invited me to a Bible study. And I had always been kind of attracted to the Christian faith because of the message of love. It wasn't something that a lot of people talked about, and I always kind of resonated with it. So I did go to this Bible study, and during that time, like, the people that were there were great. They even invited like people in off the streets that were like homeless, and they fed them and taught the Bible and stuff. So it was really cool. And at that time, my car had been it had been totaled. My daughter got into an accident with it, and I didn't have a car. So at the end of the Bible study, they said, do you guys have anything you want us to pray for? And I didn't know you could pray for things. I was like, well, that's weird. I felt very reluctant. And I said, well, I kind of need a car, but can you really pray for stuff? Because I had always just been taught, like, to give thanks, never ask for anything, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, certainly. And they prayed for a car for me. And 2 days later, I was gifted the opportunity for a brand new car at a dealership with bad credit, no cosigner, no job, and only I had a few thousand, like $1,000 to pay down. I was actually going there to buy a beater that was a trade-in, and I was like, how did that happen? And then I was like, oh, the prayer it really worked.
Yeah.
But ever since then, I had been in and out of the church, and I got baptized in 2017. And I honestly felt like during that dunk that pages of history that I didn't want to remember was faded. It was washed away. Like the words on a page had washed away. But so since then, that journey has just been of, you know, finding out what I feel is truth. I listen to my inner guidance system. And then I do follow like the word of Christ. I feel like that he was teaching us how to be in a state of unconditional love for ourselves and others, and how to see us all as a collective whole, and the power we have to live a life of heaven. You know, if we follow his word, like we can be in a good state. And he just taught a lot of the principles that even law of attraction teaches. It's quite similar actually, but I do find a lot of safety and comfort in, you know, reading his word, because and honor, you know, what he was here for and how he was bringing light to us. And, you know, I feel like we kind of like, we're doing that too. You're doing it, Susan. So yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. So The Chosen, have you watched The Chosen yet?
No, I haven't.
There's a series called The Chosen that's amazing, and it's Jonathan Rumi. He's the actor that plays Jesus in this movie, and I started watching it a long time ago, and then they have it at the movies now every once in a while, like when there's a new series that new season that comes out. And the last one that I saw was one where they just picked him up and brought him into prison. Or wherever they picked him up in the Garden of yeah. And it's good. You should watch it. It's really good.
Okay.
Amy and I, you know, Amy, she's been watching it for a long time, and I started watching it. It actually came out during COVID, which is kind of interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's good. It's really good. It brings people that they want to know more about Jesus. They want to know more about Christianity. They want to know more about how the Lord works, why the Bible was written, how it was written, the way that it was put together. And sometimes when you look into today's society, you know, it's like you go to school, right? Like I teach at Spa Tech now, and I've been teaching there for a couple of years. Well, the book that I use for polarity, which is like Reiki on fire, it's like the soul, the life source of your body and stuff like that, was written in 2009. We are in 25. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's the last copy of it was written. It was originally written in the 1990 something, which is fine, but there's no update. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think that a movie like The Chosen, The Shack, these movies that come out in different ways draw the American people to a different, even though it is the way that we're supposed to believe, it's a little bit easier to believe for today's language, because things change. Yeah. The world changes, everything changes, but yet that didn't change. So I think that that's a good way to see it in the light. In the light of Jesus, the way that Jesus wants us to know him and be a part of that amazing mission, right? So
yeah. I mean, he taught love.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we have our last break coming up, and when I come back on, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Jesus and a little bit more about Shilo. I can tell you how you can find her and where to watch her and what's going on with her journey right now. My name is Susanity Life. I'm the host here at Susanity Life Show at Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection, and again, the owner of Susanity in Sturbridge. We are here right before Christmas, just celebrating on our new day and time from 5 to 6 with my amazing producer, Oscar, who is hands down the best ever, and Habib, who's doing some stuff, and Ernie, we're making some changes, and you guys will know all about it at some point. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. So we'll see you guys soon.
Hi, my name is Mickey Lee, branding and web designer at Unity Radio 97.9. On behalf of all of us at Unity Radio, we'd like to wish you and yours a happy holiday season.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Graham Anderson, also known as Positively Suzanne, host of Black in Business, Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9. Black in Business is a series of conversations with influential members of the Black business community. These entrepreneurs knows what it means to risk everything to create successful businesses and spark positive changes in the community. So join us. Again, I'm Suzanne Grant Anderson, also known as Positively Suzanne, right here on Black in Business, Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Tune into the Susanity Life with Susanity Life, and together we will find our way to a healthier, healing lifestyle by listening to empowering stories of overcoming our struggles. Join me, Susanity Ouellette, on the Susanity Life every Wednesday from 5 to 6 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Siobhan Myers, your host on Talking Wellness, presented by the Kiva Centers on Unity Radio 97.9 FM. As a licensed mental health professional and leader in the field, I believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. Whether you're navigating life's challenges or lifting others through theirs, I'm here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness. Tune into Talking Wellness on Unity Radio 97.9 FM every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for honest conversation and inspiration. This program is sponsored by the Kiva Centers, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services. From Worcester to Western Mass, Kiva is lighting the way forward. Talking Wellness, every voice, every journey. Speak up, be heard, and of course, be well.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY, Worcester.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Again, my name is Susanity Life. I'm the host here at Susanity Life Show. Super excited to be here with Shilo Lawrence. And we were just kind of getting deeper into the conversation about Jesus, about God and the chosen. And when we took a break, Shilo brought up The Shack. And I don't know if you guys have seen The Shack or not, but The Shack is definitely an amazing movie to bring into perspective truth about humans in the light of the Bible, in the light of God. And in the movie, Octavia Spencer, she plays a Black woman and she is God in this movie. And then there's this very handsome gentleman, with the beard who plays Jesus. And then this gorgeous a gypsy woman who plays the Holy Spirit. And then there's another woman who plays wisdom. And in the movie, it brings you through the life of a man who went through a struggle with God and pulled away from God, but because his wife believed in God, kept bringing him back to God, because he did something in his childhood that he was struggling with the fact that he thought God would never forgive him for, right? And so how many times do you do that? How many times are there things that you've done in your life that you are drinking, or you've decided to do drugs or something like that because of the fact that you've made a choice in your life and you think that God's going to be mad at you or someone's going to be mad at you or something like that, but we all have free will, and free will means that you have the freedom to choose what you want to choose, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to be penalized because you choose it, especially if you sit still with yourself and decide not to hold on to it, right? And I think that that's kind of what we're talking about, holding on to things in your journey that's causing you to believe things that aren't necessarily true, right? And that can be anything. And so when Shilo found Jesus, I think in the way that she did, I think that she was able to pull that in a way that she was finally able to understand without being controlled by another entity, let's just say, to bring her into something that wasn't really anything she really needed at that, but he made her believe that it was. So she now found her light. So you brought up The Shack. You haven't seen The Shack, or you have?
I have. It's been a while though. Yeah, but
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's it just puts things into so much perspective, and why why we need to understand that even though, we're human beings here living spiritual beings living a human existence, we are trying every day to figure out what the best way is for us. And we were talking earlier too about how we bring people into our lives and believe sometimes that these people are meant for us, only to realize that maybe years or months or whatever later that they're really not. So have you experienced that with people in your life at all? Like that you've had people in your life that you had to let go of recently?
Yeah. I mean, I understand that people are here for a season or a chapter in your life. And, as you grow, sometimes those people don't grow with you. And then you may have to leave them behind. We can't always bring everyone with us, but it is their choice. And if they want to grow too, then, they can come. But I mean, I think that a lot of times friends and family can hold us back from our greatest self or our desires or our passions or our dreams, and not that we should just kick everybody to the curb and be like, it's all about me. It's not like that. It's, in respect of everyone and, being that example. Like a lot of times when you're being pulled towards something and that it's right for you and you do it despite what everybody else is saying and all these people are, mocking you or they're causing a difficulty in your life because you want to do this thing, you do it anyways. And you follow your faith and you follow your heart and trust God. And you later on, they see that, wow, she was right all along. And then they come along and then they're like, well, I want to go on that journey too. So it's like being the example, and trust and being true and genuine to yourself and your path, because we're all different.
Yep.
It's really important. And then like forgiveness of self. So, I mean, none of us are perfect. Even, we all make mistakes. And that's something that like Jesus taught about forgiveness. It's not always forgiveness of other people and what they've done to hurt you, but forgiveness of yourself and how you've allowed yourself to be hurt or be in situations that you shouldn't have been, or what you've done, toward other people or yourself, even like forgiving yourself for not taking care of yourself or not loving yourself. So that's an important thing. And it's a blessing to be able to do that. And sometimes it happens, you have to do it in layers more than once, Yeah.
So I put this song, I can't find it, of course, because I want to read it. I put this song up on Facebook today. I don't know if anybody saw it, but for some reason I was drawn to it this morning. Have you heard of the song? I'm going to read it off my phone because I have no idea what the hell I do with the thing now. I printed it out so I could read it. Oh, here it is. Is that it? 1 second, guys. I'm just looking for something. No, that's not it. I'm going to have to read it over my phone. That's weird. I don't have it. Anyway, it was a song by Jason Gray. Have you guys heard of Jason Gray?
Probably, but
so Jason Gray had a song on today on the radio, and it was called Be Kind. Have you heard of it?
No, okay. I haven't.
So I was getting ready today and I have my Alexa on and I'm in the shower and stuff. And the lyrics go like this. It goes, I'm not going to sing it, but brake light stuck on the highway. Some guy cuts into my lane. Anger like an explosion. I'm mad and made sure he knows it. But I don't know what he's been through, the family he's trying to get to. That's when the spirit inside me reminds me to be kind. And then he says, because everyone you meet is fighting their own battle, fighting their own battle. So be kind, because everyone you see needs to know they matter. They need to know they matter. So be kind, right? And then he says, long line just trying to check out. Behind me, a kid starts to act out. First thought, this kid wasn't raised right. Next thought, I wonder what their home's like. Then I see she's a single mother, just trying to hold it all together. She'd break down if she could afford to. It wouldn't cost me any more to be kind, because everyone you meet is fighting their own battle, fighting their own battle. So be kind, because everyone you see needs to know they matter. Love of God, flow through me now. Love of God, show me how to let you in and pour you out. Love of God, show me how to be kind. And he goes on. And then he says, because everyone you meet is fighting their own battle. We're all fighting our own battle. Oh, be kind, because everyone you see needs to know they matter. And then he says, who is my brother? Who is my sister? Everyone. Who is my brother? Who is my sister? Everyone. So be kind. So when I was looking at that this morning, and I the first part of it was brake light stuck on the highway. Some guy cuts in my lane, anger like an explosion. I'm mad and make sure he knows it. And then the second part about the mom, being in line, with her child screaming in the background because she's trying to get food for her family. Mm-hmm. And as a human being, instead of like being aware that person might be going through something, we right away take on like the path of, you know what I mean? Like I'm mad or angry or whatever, instead of just like using kindness, So I feel like your journey on your YouTube channel, which tell people what the name of your YouTube channel is going to be. Or is the Velvet?
Oh, Velvet Mind. I do some guided meditation. Yeah.
She has a guided meditation, 10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes right now.
So look her up definitely on her YouTube channel. Let's support her with that, because I think this is going to be really good for her. Because I think kindness is definitely something that we need to be more aware of, especially now during the holiday season. I mean, you don't know what people are facing right now. We don't know who just recently lost someone or who, is struggling. I mean, we're all struggling, that financial, like we're talking about, that financial scarcity right now is a big deal, and so Shilo is a voice for you. I'm a voice for you. Julissa, who's kind of watching, she's a voice for you too. And hopefully she'll come on. Hi, Julissa. We're all here, and my friend Bonnie too, who's going to do yoga. I mean, there's so many people that, and Angela, Mia White, like we all are here collectively to help you figure out your best self, giving you the chance to find that yourself, just giving like little nudges, right? So everything that we do as healers, as influencers, as radio hosts, as, personal trainers, whatever it is, Shilo's got this awesome product too. I'm going to have that link to us too, for weight loss and, hormones and things like that too. Like this, everyone is out for the same reason in a different way. So if you're looking for someone to listen to, definitely find Shilo Lawrence. She's amazing. She's got, I don't even know, 9,600 followers, I think, on Instagram or something. And I'm not sure how many on YouTube, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty big. But so we're going to have all those links on our page. And I want to thank Shilo so much for coming. Hopefully I'll see you Friday. I'm going to talk to John about it. But thank you so much for being a part of this with me. Hopefully you'll come on again. Maybe you co-host something with the girl we met today at New Kitchen. That would be fun.
Oh yeah. She was really cool.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that after. But I'm just so grateful for our friendship, and I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful for the your essence. You're just beautiful, Shilo. Thank you so much. So guys, this is Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Worcester's Community Connection. My name is Susanity Life. I am the host here of Susanity Life Show. Super excited to be here. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year already. And we're going to end a little bit with our little snowman. Can you hear it? Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. So guys, have an awesome day. We love you so much. Peace out, my friends. Take care. See you soon.